Uh, when I got the idea for City Strolls, I didn't have a computer. I mean, I hadn't used a computer before, and it's probably one of the main reasons I get one. I thought, yeah, I should put a website up, because I was thinking there must be other people who think the same way as me, or who would like some kind of outlet for the kind of ideas that I've got or they've got, or we could share. So I put up the website, and it was well, City Strolls. The whole idea was if you don't get out and about and connect up with people and talk to them and do things, nothing much is going to happen. So the idea of City Strolls was setting up walks and getting people to come along on a Saturday morning and go for a walk, look at the architecture and different things, but not just looking at Rennie Mackintosh and nice buildings, but actually looking at other developments that are lying around and thinking, what's it doing there and what precisely has it got to do with me? So it was a kind of questioning, and it was also, it wasn't a kind of I am the guy from bits of Glasgow. It was a sort of participatory walk. When the walks, the information I gave other people. So it was really good, because you learn so much stuff, and also it was really nice, especially in the summer, walking around your city like a tourist without going any place, just being there and looking at things. And it's a totally different way of looking at your environment than going from A to B or going to the shops and different things like that. So it was really nice. It was really nice and good fun. Plus there was a lot of kind of knowledge that you could share with different people. And we had walks in radical Glasgow with John Cousins, walked from Govan through where the old shipyards used to be, and talking about the history of the place, and kind of common good walks, and but mostly just pleasant meanders with a crowd of people on a Saturday morning. And from there, the kind of website started getting involved in other things, different groups, and sort of highlighting ideas about different groups and political things that were going on in the community. And then the common good issue came up. So I spent quite a lot of time, and do spend quite a lot of time in the common good. But mostly it was just the idea about connecting up with people. How you can connect up with people, because I think that's the biggest lack of ideas, particularly in Glasgow, is the notion about knowing what one end of the street is doing and what the other end of the street is doing, and maybe we could meet up sometime and do something together, hence the reshuffle. So I started getting into creating events in the reshuffle. I've been trying to do more kind of radio stuff and film. Trying to do wee films and go on the radio and make programmes, but it's quite difficult. It's quite a lot of work. It's the idea again, if you were only doing these things, if you were only doing broadcasts and stuff, it'd be great. But you do that for a while, and then you have to jump on to do something else, then something else happens and something else. And I've been working in various projects, common sense kind of website, and different ideas like that. And this year I think I'm going to Detroit with a friend of mine and his family, and we're going to make a film on the city farms in Detroit. And particularly, I mean, it's a kind of holiday as well, but I mean my kind of holidays is visiting the Skid Row in Los Angeles and different things like that. I don't sort of go to look at art galleries or the beach. I always go to see what communities are up to. That's where the exciting stuff is. And there's a lot of exciting stuff happening in Detroit at the moment with the city farms. And of course there's a whole angle of what happens in America. When they sneeze, we catch cold. So there's lots of interesting things going on with people. A really good space to create a new idea about how we deal with economics and land reform and different things like that, so long as the multinationals don't catch on and start doing city farms. And I think it's quite important in terms of a lot of the land issues that's happening just now. because America seems to be what they call, they're ahead of the curve. You know, they know what's happening long before we know what's happening. So it'd be quite good to go over there and get some knowledge, you know, that we can try and use in our communities, and get some warning, because usually when the corporations come in and take over things, it's usually too late. So you really have to get in and prepare yourself and protect the things in your community and use them before you have to defend them. So that's my excuse for going on holiday to Detroit. But I'm sure it'll be worthwhile, and I don't do much in terms of carbon footprint, air miles, you know, it's only about one, so excuse myself for that. So that should be interesting. And I've been setting up sort of solidarity ideas in Glasgow, making wee films here for people in Detroit, and trying to get some understanding about what they're doing there and what they're doing here, and how we can sort of like maybe be pen pals and connect up and talk about what each other's doing. So that's going quite well, and we've got a few good contacts, made a few wee films talking about Detroit, and hopefully when we get to Detroit we'll be able to speak about what we're doing here, and that'll be later on in the year. And there'll be another reshuffle in June, which will be based in the community garden. So lots of exciting stuff. And what was I talking about, City Strolls? Yeah, well, so City Strolls just kind of started expanding out into all these other different things, but it's still under the same basic principles. You know, if you don't get out and see what's happening, connect up with groups, speak to each other, you know, organise with each other, nothing much is going to happen.